Hello, good morning, and welcome back to the vocabulary session, which is eighth session now. So we have already completed seven sessions. Let's see how many people have joined in, and then I'll start. So we'll wait for 2 more minutes, and then we'll start. Okay, so comment me, chat window में please put on your names who have joined, and I will start with the session. Am I audible? Please confirm that too. Am I audible? Okay, so we will just start with the session and any doubts, any problems with the last week's vocabulary? ओके सो आज के जो नए वोकैबुलरी वर्ड होंगे वो थोड़े कॉमन भी हैं और थोड़े अनकॉमन भी एंड इट विल हेल्प यू टू मेक योर डे टू डे कॉन्वर्जेशंस मच बेटर सो स्टे ट्यून टिल द एंड और जो लोग बाद में ज्वाइन कर रहे हैं प्लीज कमेंट विंडो में अपना या चैट विंडो में अपना नाम जरूर डालते रहिएगा बिकॉज आई वुड लाइक टू सी कि कौन कौन है जो कि रेगुलर है सेशंस में ओके सो एज यूजुअल आज मैं वोकैबुलरी केमिस्ट्री के बारे में नहीं बता रही हूँ बिकॉज़ पहले बता चुकी हूँ। अगर किसी को पूछना होगा, तो वो चैट विंडो में मुझे अपना नाम बोलेगा और केमिस्ट्री वर्ड बोलेगा, देन आई विल एक्सप्लेन लेटर ऑन। सीधे हम मूव कर जाएँगे आज की क्विज़ पे। सो क्विज़ पे चलें? ओके, ये यस। So, the quiz for the day, first quiz is there are too many dash doctors signing sick notes. ये लास्ट वीक के वोकैबुलरी वर्ड से रिलेटेड क्विजेस है सो प्लीज बी अवेयर आपने अगर पढ़े होंगे वो वोकैबुलरी सेशन अटेंड किया होगा तो आपको जरूर आता होगा आंसर देयर आर टू मेनी डैश डॉक्टर्स साइनिंग सिक नोट्स आंसर प्लीज So the answer is complacent, willing to please others or to accept what they do or say without protest. Complacent. There are too many complacent doctors signing sick notes. Yes. So how many of you correctly gave the answer? Yes, one or two. Yes, two. Okay. So next quiz. The former dash is apt, the later less so. The former dash is apt, the later less so. And the options are epithet, ramification, debris, and beret. सारे क्वेश्चंस लास्ट वीक के वोकैबुलरी सेशन से अगर आपने ये नहीं देखे सेशंस तो दैट मीन्स यू विल नॉट बी एबल टू आंसर दिस क्विज एंड मैं बता दूं ये सारे जो वर्ड्स हैं दीज आर फ्रॉम द एसएससी सीडीएस एंड आईएल्स पेपर जो कि लास्ट 5 इयर्स के हैं उनमें से कभी ना कभी ये वर्ड जरूर आपके पेपर में है ऑल्सो if you're school going then it will help you to get into CUET exam so please concentrate karo vocabulary words pe the former epithet an act of or expression showing scorn and usually intended to hurt another's feeling though the former epithet is apt the later less so third question third quiz for the day So the third quiz is Richa wore her new blue suit and white dash. Richa wore her new blue suit and white dash. Yes, answer please. What about other people? Please answer. Beret, a soft cloth to wear on head, rounded generally on top. So, beret is the answer. Good. Next sentence for the day is she was hit on the head by flying dash, epithet, ramification, debris, and facade. Answer. She was hit on the head by flying dash. The answer is debris. Yes, waste material, right? She was hit by a on the head by flying debris. Next sentence, any change is bound to have legal dash, epithet, ramification, complacent, and facade. Answer. Any change is bound to have legal dash, epithet, ramification, complacent, and facade. So the answer is ramification, a complex or unwelcome consequence of an action or event. So this is called as ramification. Now, so we have these many questions in quiz only for the day. Let's move on to the new words for the day. The first word for the day is daunting. 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 Now, daunting is a word which you can use very often and it means difficult to deal with in prospect या somebody who intimidates जो आपको डराता है उसे कहते हैं daunting. So example देखते हैं. There was a storm and which was daunting the riders. I was daunted by the presence of the headmaster. राइट तो इसके सिनोनिम्स क्या होंगे intimidated, formidable, disconcerting, unnerving, unsettling, dismaying, discouraging, disheartening, dispiriting ये लास्ट वीक एक आईएल्स के बच्चे ने एग्जाम दिया उसमें वर्ड था demoralizing, forbidding, ominous, frightened, fearsome, mean looking, challenging, taxing एक और वर्ड था जो पैराग्राफ में अभी मैं रिसेंटली किसी स्टूडेंट्स को करा रही थी तो उसमें ये वर्ड आया हुआ था एंड एग्जैक्टिंग सो somebody who intimidate you जिससे जिसके रहने से you just get discouraged या dismayed that is daunting. Now antonym for the same. ऑपोजिट क्या हो जाएगा जहां पर आपको सोलिस मिले यू आर गेटिंग कॉन्फिडेंस सो दैट इज एंटोनिम ऑफ डॉन्टिंग सो उसके क्या ऑप्शंस हो सकते हैं रीअश्योर अश्योर सोलिस कंसोल अनडाउन्ड inspirit, relieve, beau, beau up, cheer up, and give confidence. So daunting is the very good word and इसका opposite solace भी जो था ना वो last किसी एक paragraph passage में करा रही थी किसी 12th class के student को तो उसमें था. So some examples, let's go on to that. Even the storm at its height could not down such furious riders. He declared that no opposition, derision, or contempt should be daunting him. No misfortunes could disturb the serenity of her soul, and no accumulating perils could daunt her courage. So, this is what? Daunting. Clear with this? One sentence with daunting immediately. Next word for the day is ephemeral. Ephemeral. Again, a word from the last year's paper, and it means which लास्ट फॉर अ वेरी शॉर्ट पीरियड ऑफ टाइम, सो उसको हम क्या बोल सकते हैं, एफेमरल. सो द फ्रेंडशिप वॉज एफेमरल, मतलब फ्रेंडशिप लास्टेड फॉर अ वेरी स्मॉल पीरियड ऑफ टाइम. देन इसके सिनोनिम्स क्या हो सकते हैं? अगेन दिस इज अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट वर्ड और बहुत ज्यादा आता है एग्जाम में. इसके इनफैक्ट सिनोनिम्स और एंटोनिम्स भी बहुत सारे आते हैं. फिजिटिव बहुत बार आता है, ठीक है. फिगेशियस बहुत बारी आता है. देन एवेंसेंट बहुत बारी आता है. ट्रांजिएंट बहुत बारी आता है. ट्रांजिटरी, फ्लीटिंग, ये बहुत बारी आते हैं. ये सारे गवर्नमेंट एग्जाम के और आइल्स के वर्ड्स हैं, सो प्लीज टेक केयर, गिव कंसिडरेशन टू इट. पासिंग, शॉर्ट लिव्ड, मोमेंटरी, ब्रीफ, शॉर्ट. कर्जरी भी is a very important word. Temporary, impermanent, short term and fading. और इसके लिए एक आप फ्रेज भी यूज कर सकते हो, फ्लाई बाय नाइट. राइट. ना इसके एंटोनिम क्या हो जाएंगे? जो परमानेंट होते हैं. ये वर्ड हमने पहले भी किया हुआ है. और इसके अंदर आ सकता है enduring, lasting, indefinite, continuing, perpetual, ये वर्ड हमने शायद किया था. Then everlasting and eternal, abiding, constant, persistent, irreparable, irreversible, lifelong, indissoluble, indelible, standing. Perennial is lot of perennial is majorly used in science and SST chapters of school. So perennial, endless, never ending, immutable, right? Unchanging, changeless, undying. Imperishable again एक word है जो बहुत यूज होता है. Indestructible, ineradicable, perdurable, and long term and long lasting. So, some examples let's see of ephemeral. He talked about the our ephemeral unity being shattered by the defeat. He talked about there's little mistake in the sentence. Let me just correct it. It should not be the are. It should be there is a little mistake. There, he talked about our ephemeral unity being shattered by the defeat. These paintings are a reminder that earthly pleasure are ephemeral. It is unusual to make a dedication of something as ephemeral as a column. Right? One sentence with ephemeral, please comment. So, this was the second word, ephemeral. Very, very, very important from the perspective of Ielts paper. Then, next word for the day is again, you must have this word you must have heard out or seen it, and it is pronounced as cantankerous. Cantankerous. It is used with people who are bad tempered, argumentative, or not cooperative, who generally shouts. इसका हमने एक वर्ड किया था which was peevish. Right. Now इसके कुछ synonyms देख लेते हैं. Intimidating, grumpy, grouchy, crotchety. This is a French word and this will not be very useful. Tetchy, crusty, ill humored, peevish, cross, peppery, touchy, scratchy, quarrelsome. ये वर्ड आपने बहुत ज्यादा सुना होगा. Quarrelsome, uncooperative, contrary, perverse, difficult, awkward, snappy. हम बोलते हैं ना, she snapped at me. तो snappy, chippy, stropy, narky, ornery, earlier, sore headed, snaky, and miffy. So these are the synonyms of cantankerous, right? Now इसके antonyms क्या हो जाएंगे जो बहुत pleasant होते हैं, benevolent, courteous, ये आपने वर्ड सुने होंगे. ये सारे words antonym हो जाएंगे. So let's get into the antonyms of cantankerous: amiable, pleasant, agreeable, benevolent, courteous, civil, gracious. Gracious word, you must have seen it. Approachable, accessible, amenable, amenable, sociable, gregarious, convivial, jovial, clubbable, comradely, neighborly, welcoming, hospitable, राइट? जब हम किसी के घर जाते हैं एंड ही इज गुड एट होस्टिंग अस, तो उसको हम बोलेंगे हॉस्पिटेबल. obliging, communicative, unreserved, uninhibited, relaxed, pally, matey, decent, clubby and conversible. So ये कौन से वर्ड्स हैं? ये एंटोनिम्स है किसके? कैंटेंक्रस के. राइट, नाउ लेट्स गेट इनटू द एग्जांपल्स ऑफ कैंटेंक्रस इन अ सेंटेंस. He can be a cantankerous old fossil at times. His grandfather is a cantankerous old man. His grandfather is a cantankerous old man. Later, though, Sammy became more cantankerous. Right? So, one sentence of cantankerous in chat window, please. I know it is a summer afternoon, very endure. Now, endure is a noun also, adjective also, and there is usage also. राइट? इसका प्रोनाउंसिएशन इंड्योर नहीं होता, एंड्योर होता है या अनड्योर होता है. ठीक, अनड्योर, एंड्योर, नॉट इंड्योर. नाउ इट कैन मीन सफर something difficult or painful, that too with patience. So we endure pain while having an injection, right? So endure. Now, synonyms of endure: undergo, go through, live through, experience, meet, encounter, cope with, deal with. Cope with, deal with are phrasal verbs, right? और इसका मतलब भी क्या होता है? किसी चीज को बर्दाश्त, हिंदी में इसको बोलेंगे बर्दाश्त, तो एंड्योर करना. फेस, हैंडल, सफर, tolerate, brave, bear, withstand, sustain, reconcile, reconcile oneself to. Then countenance, accept, brook, support, take it, stick, hack, stand for and abide. ये सारे synonyms किसके हैं? Endure के हैं. Okay. Now let's get into the antonym. So something which we don't suffer, right? Right. So it will be lasting, renewing, perpetual, everlasting, eternal, constant. ये सारे किसके एंटोनिम्स हो गए? एंड्योर के. नेवर एंडिंग, अनचेंजेबल. आई थिंक मैंने एंटोनिम्स थोड़े गलत कर दिए हैं. ये एंटोनिम्स इसके नहीं हैं. कुछ एग्जांपल्स एंड्योर के हैं. द सिटी वुड एंड्योर फॉर 3 months at least. The houses were built to endure for centuries. They now endure the lowest living standard on earth. So ये क्या हो गए? Endure के कुछ examples हो गए. Right? Now, when I talk about some of the antonyms of endure, can you tell me any antonym which does not mean, which is of endure, जिसका मतलब होगा don't suffer? Endure antonyms. So, हमने यहाँ पे लिखा था कि suffer, तो इसका हो सकता है resist. When we resist something, that will be not enduring, right? So it will be antonym of it. Oppose, oppose. Then एक होता है repudiate, repudiate, right? Then resist हो गया. Then reject, refuse. Reject and refuse will also be antonym of the same. Okay. Then combat. We combat diseases, right? So combat will be one of the antonyms of endure. Then it will be evade, evade, right? Then it can be also one word which you must have heard: refrain, refrain, refrain from doing this. So don't get into this. One more word with refrain will be abstain, abstain, which can be an antonym for suffer, right? There are many. One will be allude, allude, or it can also be which you have seen very much in cricket. IPL chal raha hai, dodge the ball, right? Leave the ball. And one more, spurn, spurn, right? एक सिंपल वर्ड मिस, ठीक है. एंड एक और हो सकता है फोबिया. सो ये कुछ एंटोनिम्स है किसके, ये एंटोनिम वर्ड. सो दीज आर द एंटोनिम्स, राइट. एंजॉय will not be exactly correct क्योंकि हम सफर नहीं कर रहे हैं. दैट इज व्हाट वी आर restraining it, we are opposing it, that's what it means. Okay, now next word which I think we have covered four words. Let's see one more time. Daunting, then ephemeral, and then cantankerous and endure. So fifth word for the day would be expatriate. Expatriate. Now, expatriate means, it again can be a noun, adjective, or even verb, and it means when a person outside their native country, that is that person or that particular process is known as expatriate. So ये noun भी हो सकता है, adjective भी हो सकता है, verb भी हो सकता है. इसके synonyms immigrant, foreign, exotic, alien. इसको exotic पढ़ेंगे, exotic, right? Introduced, strange, transplanted, imported, non-native and non-indigenous. Non-indigenous ये क्या है, synonyms है expatriate के. Okay, now few antonyms of the same. Now who is not outside of our native country will be what, non-expatriate. So be domestic, इसको डोमेस्टिक नहीं, domestic, local, native, indigenous, born, endemic, regional, aboriginal, autochthonous, and original. So these are what? These are the antonyms of expatriate, right? Now expatriate के कुछ examples देखते हैं. The proportion of expatriates is falling quite rapidly. British retired expatriates are more heterogeneous than in commonly than is commonly believed. The expatriates were naturally an important source of economic and political support. Right? So these are the some of the examples of expatriate. Please comment with one sentence each. And today's five words I'll repeat. It is daunting, ephemeral, endure, cantankerous, endure, and expatriate. Right? These words, let me tell you, when I was making this particular session, I was going through certain papers because कुछ papers अभी recently हुए हैं जो पुराने students ने दिए हैं, तो उसमें से काफी ये words थे वहां पर. And that's what is the reason I have used these words in my this particular workshop. दो वर्कशॉप और रहती हैं वोकैबुलरी की, टोटल 10 वर्कशॉप्स होंगी. एंड इन 10 वर्कशॉप में हमने 1000 से ज्यादा न्यू वर्ड्स वी हैव लर्न. बट अगर हम उसको प्रैक्टिस नहीं करेंगे, उसको यूज नहीं करेंगे डेली लाइफ में, देन इट्स नॉट गोइंग टू बी वर्थ इट, right? So when it is live, make sure you are attending it. Also, live nahi attend kar paye for some reason, at least go through it, because these are the words only which will help you to enhance your communication in English language. And most importantly, the people who are going for certain kind of CUET, IELTS, SSC, CDS, or any government paper will be getting these words in their exams by all means. Okay, now let's get into certain quizzes. Quiz kare? Okay, so the first quiz for the day is, theoretically it was because they were not genuine dash. Daunting, cantankerous, expatriates, and ephemeral. What is the answer? Everyone, answer please. Daunting, cantankerous, expatriate, and ephemeral. What is the right word here in the sentence? I'm getting options as B, D, C. So win expatriates. ठीक है, तो wrong. Second quiz for the day. He wasn't the only one who doubted the relationship would dash, daunting, cantankerous, endure, and ephemeral. And he wasn't the only one who doubted the relationship would endure. Relationship chalega, nahi chalega, that was the point here, right? Third sentence for the day. There is something floaty dash about the 62-year-old academic. Daunting, cantankerous, endure, and ephemeral. What's the option? I'm looking at all the answers you are sharing, so I can't revert each and every answer, so don't worry. I am checking your answers, by the way. B, C. For which question it's B? For the current question is C, right? Okay. Ephemeral. Ephemeral. There is something floaty, ephemeral, non existent, short lived about the 62-year-old academic. आपको क्या करना है अच्छा let me tell you one method of doing these quizzes. In case you are not knowing the words, what you'll do is you'll find certain more words which can help you to relate to these words, like daunting. Here nothing is talked about, or there is no word which can talk about a behavior, so this is not something which can fit in here. Personality type is not talked about, so can not working. Ephemeral because what floats, which cannot exist for long. So make out a word which is ephemeral, right? So just look out for the examples which you have into it. Okay. Next, he won't agree to anything. He's so dash. ये आंसर तो मुझे लगता है सभी लोग दे देने चाहिए. He won't agree to anything. He is so dash, daunting, cantankerous, endure, and ephemeral. He won't agree to anything. He is so dash. ये आंसर तो कोई भी गलत नहीं होना चाहिए. Yes, it is cantankerous. He won't agree to anything. Again, negative thought, right? So cantankerous is the one which will go right. B. Next, this contributes to the medium's uniqueness but can be dashed when resources are limited. Again, daunting, cantankerous, endure, and ephemeral. This contributes the medium's uniqueness but can be dashed when resources are limited. यहाँ तो बहुत क्लियरली पता लग medium's uniqueness but can be daunting when resources are limited. Okay, so this is how we will be learning. And I was just checking out, in these 8 sessions we have around done 1200 to 1300 those words which you must have not heard before or you are not using, but they are coming in your exams, they are coming in your day to day life, and when you use them they will be really helpful. तो बच्चे बहुत बार मुझसे पूछते हैं कि मैम इंग्लिश सीखे तो कैसे, तो सीखने के लिए ना थोड़ा एफर्ट करना पड़ेगा, रोज प्रैक्टिस करनी पड़ेगी नए vocabulary words with the medium. This is a free medium which you can learn, and after 10 sessions these sessions will not be available for free for anyone. So make sure that you are learning them on time, और लाइव सेशन में आपके क्वेश्चंस भी हो जाते हैं, तो लाइव अगर अटेंड करेंगे दैट विल बी रियली बेनिफिशियल. And with this, I am ending this session. If you have any questions, come to me. Else, we can just wind up. Also, after the 10 sessions, I'll be launching a course, which is vocabulary course of 10 sessions each. Every 10 sessions will cost you 189 rupees. And in 189 rupees, you can learn 1500 vocabulary, that too recorded with by me only. और उसके बाद आप मुझे क्वेश्चंस भेज सकते हैं, मैं एक लाइव सेशन में वो भी आपके सॉल्व कर सकती हूँ, राइट? So that is it from my side. Signing off. Any questions, please tell me, else I'll wind up. Any of these mediums for courses or anything, guys.